Ready to go live, ready to go live.
I'm the Black Cripple. What's up, people? That was Rob the Noise Temple from the Sugar Hill Gang and from Krip Hop Nation. Hey, we are back here at KEXU 96.1 FM, East Oakland Poor Magazine. So this is Krip Hop Hour. Yes, we have an hour today, so sit back, get your Jack Daniels on, and let's do this. Yeah, so today I had a special guest from Washington, upstate Washington, Lisa Gansner. And Lisa, we are going to talk about what's coming up with Krip Hop, the new CD, and on this, Saturday, we're having an event at the Opinion Cultural Center right here in Berkeley called Krip Hop Nation Gender Krip Planet. So at the Opinion Cultural Center, 7 until 9, be there this Saturday, where we're going to have all types of entertainment by women with disabilities, and we're going to also release this CD that Lisa's going to talk about. So welcome to Krip Hop.
Thank you, Leroy. Yeah, hi, I'm Lisa Gansner. Yeah, thanks for having me here. It's so good to be back here at Poor Magazine. I came here from Olympia, and that's the Squawks and Nisqually Chehalis land out there, and I'm just happy to be here. And yeah, we got an event coming up. We got a Gender Krip event coming up, and that event has been like in the works for a while, right? Because it was it helped create a deadline/lifeline for our project that I've been working on for a while now with V2E Cleveland, and that's Hell Yeah, All Ain't Talking About, and that's an anthology of women, femmes, and warriors. And so it was really basically like V2E and I, our response to Leroy inviting us to curate, I guess that's kind of a fancy word, right? To pull together some musicians that are women that are disabled, and so we went with that. We ran with that for a while, and then we would take a pause from the work and then come back to it. Then we had the lifeline, and so now it's done, and the release is on March 30th, which is just 2 days, right? That's 2 days. And that'll be out there for everyone to hear, and then also we'll be celebrating that at La Peña on Saturday as well, March 30th. The title track is Hell Y'all Ain't Talking About. That is by V2E, Cleveland by V2E. And I'm bummed that they can't be on with us, but they are actually, and she can't be here either, but she is in New York. So it's a great reason why she's not here, because they're in an off-Broadway play of The Secret Life of Bees. So to be cast in that is pretty awesome.
Wow, in New York, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Right where you came from.
Exactly.
Yeah.
To talk about, the music and how you two connected.
Right. Yeah. Well, a couple years ago when I was living here in the Bay Area, there's a Trans Day of Remembrance, Trans Day of Visibility, TDOR, TDOV, and my partner Nomi Lamb and I, we are partners in love and life and things creative, and we wanted to do a project on that day, and I do a lot of chalking of the sidewalks, and so we did a chalking of trans women to love and celebrate, and there's a lot of trans women of color that are artists, and I learned a lot about artists through that project, actually chalking those names, and V2E was one of the names that in our research and in our research, because we did some research, we had people telling us who to go, you know what I'm saying? And so I learned her name and of their work. And I know I'm switching the pronouns because Vida used both she, her, and they, them, and I use they, them pronouns. And so I learned about Vida's work, and that particular song, Hell Y'all Ain't Talking About, you can check that out online. But that was a direct response to Janelle Monáe's song, Hell Y'all Talking About. And so that was like, it became an anthem for the Black Lives Matter movement and anti-police terror. But it also did not mention any trans women's names. So it was lifting up the names of black women who have been killed by the police, and it had no mention of trans women. And so that's what, we don't want anyone not talking about that. So we are talking about that in the front of this project. And so yeah, it feels really good to be doing that. So yeah, I'm bummed that Vida's not here, but I'm gonna keep saying her name because we got to be good friends. Yeah, we love you, Vida, and we became good friends working on this over the years, you know, off and on. And like that couple of years is a long time to be working on a project, and we'd do it through phone calls and stuff like that. And some suggestions that you would make, and then like Vida brought some songs, and I wanted to bring people from the Olympia area, and so it's kind of a combination of all that. And then also I was in a band, you know, and so we only have one song, and we're like, let's record it for this project, and so we did. And so my band, Fire Officer Donald, which I love saying my band's name.
So you have to explain that title, please.
Well, you know, I want all the Officer Donalds to be fired, but in particular there is one, and his name is actually Officer Donald, and I was living in the Bay Area a few years ago, and then when I moved to Olympia, and there's a lot of reasons why I moved to Olympia, and one of them was the teachings of Poor magazine, actually. So to be here talking about it, it's like, go back to where you came from and take care of your mothers. And so it informed our move there, you know, because Naomi's mom lived there, and she has since passed away. Hi, Melinda, we love you. And anyway, upon moving there, I knew about this justice struggle, and my friend who's here with us, actually, in the studio here, Crystal Chaplin. Hi, Crystal, you can see her. But her sons, Andre and Bryson, young adult men who were shot by Officer Donald, this white cop. So, yeah, he tried to kill them, and they survived. Thank goodness they survived, Andre and Bryson. And so, yeah, I got to participate in your family's justice struggle, because you're sitting right here, so I'm saying you, hey. But and there was like a trial that happened, and basically Andre and Bryson were the ones that were on trial, not Officer Donald. So yeah, they end up having to go to jail, and he's still walking free, being a cop, being a terrorist cop in the town. And actually the family has had to move away too.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, they had to move farther away. It's kind of like a lot of our black friends. There's so much racism. I mean, everywhere, but definitely Olympia. It's an interesting kind of like horribleness. Yeah, and so I like to say it again. Hashtag Hi Lisa, because you know they like to listen. I say that to the police.
Okay.
They'll even sit in front of the house. But yeah, so that band name is definitely because he should be fired, as all should be. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Andre Thompson, hello. Bryson Chaplin, hello. I love you. I'm so glad you're alive. So the whole family too has become disabled because of this cop too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like everybody has PTSD, and Bryson's a wheelchair user now, and he's got a bullet in his back still, and yeah, what does justice look like for that family? I would say Fire Officer Donald is one of them, and there's like a civil case that's in the works for that family, and yeah, and so we'll see what happens with that. Every dollar will show, every bloodstained dollar will show your guilt, and that is how that goes. So I kind of like the band name. I can't wait for T-shirts.
Alright, good. So, you know, there's what, 20 songs on the CD?
Yeah, 21 songs.
21.
Yeah, 21 songs. And I mentioned that Vida E's got a song. She's got another track on there too with Cat So Poetic. Earth Rituals, who are local, have a song on there called Shots Through the Wall, which is a pretty great song. And yeah, I don't know. And I also have songs that are like we could play them too during this hour, I guess, right?
Yeah, yeah. You know, we can play them, and you know, move in the boardroom can hook it up.
Nice.
But you know, before we play a track, I really want to come back to this whole project and this whole event, and really say, you know, how do you feel about this whole project and this whole event? You know, I know for me, it's been one of my dreams since I started Krip Hop. So I'm so glad it's here and, you know, physical now. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm grateful that you invited me to be a part of it too, and also to bring V to E in. And then, I mean, we have our story of how that came about, but then every single song kind of has its story, which we don't even like. Every song is like an awesome, amazing reason to celebrate. Yeah, I don't know. Like, we had been talking, and I knew about the compilations and Krip Hop movement, and I think we would be in conversation. I'd be like, how many women are in there? You know, that's what it was. And you're like, huh? And you're like, yeah. And then you're like, maybe you need to create one. I'm like, okay, maybe. And so we were like talking about it like that, right?
Yeah.
And then I didn't know you would be serious. It's kind of like. Crystal coming out here with me, she was like, next time you go to the Bay Area, bring me with you. And I'm like, I will then, if you keep saying that. So like you said that too, it was like, you should curate one. And I'm like, I don't know what that would look like, but okay, I will. And so then you held me to it. And yeah, that's how that started. And yeah, and I talked about how I was a fan of Vita. And then, yeah, I don't know what else. I mean, I think it's really important, especially women. And honestly, as a part of the trans community, as being a person who's non-binary, like it was really important to me to create a project that I felt comfortable. Like, am I supposed to be here? Sometimes I'm in the women's room and I don't even know if I'm supposed to be there. I've been like, cops accosted me in a women's room at the Boston airport once. They were in SWAT gear. They said I was in the wrong bathroom. I'm like, so anyway, I'm like, I want a women's collection to be a place where the people, you know, like, so I don't know, like every artist helps us define what that means, you know, like, so that's why we wanted to use the word femmes too, because we want kind of like femmes to the front to, you know, like I'm not a femme person, I'm a more masculine presenting person. I identify as non-binary and also a woman. And so, I mean, I don't really want to talk about like everybody else's identity on here, but it's really like, I mean, we got cis women, trans women, we got non-binary women, we got non-binary people. We wanted a place where I would feel comfortable if this is the locker room, like they talk about locker room speak, well, this is the good locker room speak right here, you know, like, it's like,
And, you know, it's all kinds of music, right? So
Yeah.
it's not only hip hop, it's all kinds of music. You know, tell us what kind of music is on there.
right on. Yeah, well, my background is kind of like, I really like old school REM, to be honest with you. I always feel like I'm gonna lose my cool points when I tell that, but that's what I really love, you know, and I like Americana music. So I feel like my tracks probably sounds like that a little tiny bit. But yeah, I feel like you had helped me define what Krip Hop was, because you were like, it's kind of like my background of homocore too. It's like queer music, like queer punk scene, and it wasn't just punk, but it was punk, and it was also kind of like, we didn't have a place to play shows that we were accepted as queer people, and so we had our own shows. It was like do it yourself, right? And so I feel like that background too, I wanted to make sure that I had some of that queer punk sound, and I feel like Maya Songbird is on there. That I really love that. We've got Colander, like I love that. Ursula Luster, Kimya Dawson. So it's like a variety. I feel like we do have a chunk that's got like AJ 420, who's our headliner at the show at La Peña. I'm super excited to meet AJ 420. And just like, yeah, definitely. So like rap, hip hop. It's all Krip Hop though, right? Because it's like a celebration of people with disabilities. Like, yeah, and I hope that we don't want to be tokenized either. And that's the thing about this project. It's like we're interweaving into what's going on. Is what it's all about.
Yeah. I know for Krip Hop, you know, and hip hop in general, and music in general, there's very few disabled women femmes out there in the major music industry.
Right.
So it's really good to have this project and to be, you know, Lisa and be the headlines of it. You know, I really wanted to take a back seat and have the real representation do this project. So I'm really psyched that it's done now.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and I feel like there's a piece of it too where you're like holding it for us too, right? Because you don't want your voice in there, but we also kind of like need a little bit of support too, right? Because it's the structure of krip hop as well. And now we've got like it's gonna go live on SoundCloud. I don't know all the different ways that we're gonna get this out there, but like I think Sins Invalid is gonna support. Sins Invalid is already supporting this project, so thank you, Sins Invalid. And yeah, now I mean clearly we're on Poor Magazine. We got Poor Magazine. That's kind of like I feel like the organization Krip Hop and Poor Magazine are kind of like hand in hand, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so yeah, I mean I'm looking forward to what's gonna happen, how it gets out there. Because the way it is in my brain, I want all these people all these artists to each kind of somehow connect, and then I want people to be able to listen to the compilation, which is actually a mixtape. Like Vita E spent a lot of time mixing it into one project. It's a little over an hour. We can't play a lot of the tracks on the radio because we've got the little swears in there and stuff like that, or big swears. I mean, there's some medium swears and some big swears and some tiny swears. I said squares, but I meant swears. but we definitely have tracks that are radio friendly. We'll play some of those. But yeah, I think that I lost my train of thought.
Yeah, but I think the music industry really needs it. It's about time that disabled women take the main stage. You know, you know what I'm saying? Not only in hip hop, it's blues and rock and jazz. It's long overdue. Long overdue. So I want to talk about the event coming up on March 30th. So we, like Lisa said, we have AJ 420. She's from the Bay Area, born and raised. She's now in Detroit, but she's thinking about moving back. She's a hip hop artist, and she's a hip hop artist, and her album just came out this year. So we have her, she's the headline, and we have Juju, straight from Poor Magazine. Juju's gonna be doing the prayer, opening up the whole event. She's gonna call on our ancestors, because disabled people have ancestors, so we're gonna have Juju open it up. And our MC of the night is gonna be Joy Alon, poet, deaf poet from Oakland. She's gonna be the MC. We also have the Welfare Queen from Poor Magazine. Nice. You're gonna be there speaking something. And yeah,
I heard Lisa Ganser's gonna be there.
Oh my God, yes! Straight from Washington, I can't wait to meet her.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm gonna sing a song that's on the track. It's on the album, and then I'm also gonna read some of my spoken word stuff. That'll be nice. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I heard there will be candlelight.
Yeah, so the place is gonna be set up like candlelight. There's gonna be pink, hopefully pink or purple on tablecloths.
Nice.
We're gonna have krip hop, visual arts around the stage. We're not gonna use the stage because unfortunately the stage is not accessible, but we're gonna use the front of it, so yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna remind you that it's at La Peña. It's at La Peña in Berkeley, and it is Saturday, March 30th from 7 to 9 p.m. Is that right?
Yeah.
7 to 9 p.m.
Yeah.
And you should come on out there. It is Gender Krip Planet.
Yes, Gender Krip Planet, and I can't wait. I can't wait to meet people. We're also gonna have sign language interpreter. Yep. So Odie is on the sign language interpreter. So people that are deaf or hard of hearing, they can come out and enjoy it. We're gonna also have a friend of mine, C.P. Smith, that's gonna video it. So we're gonna have a video, and after it's captured, we're gonna put it on YouTube, so the whole planet can look at it and
The whole
enjoy
planet
it.
can see the gender crip planet.
That's right. That's right.
Nice. Yeah, and it'll be captioned, and we got ASL interpreters. It's awesome. Yeah, I'm thinking about back in the beginning when Vita and I were envisioning the CD, the compilation, and wondering like who we would want to be on there. And like I said, we wanted to make sure that we had trans people, that we had femme people, that we had non-binary people, and we also want to make sure that we had black and brown people, indigenous people. I mean, what this came out to be is like just a little drop in the bucket of all these women and femmes and warriors who are making music. And so I'm just really excited about it. I'm really excited to see where this goes, like the launch, like just getting it out there as far and wide as we can, and then seeing where it goes from here, like with the next projects of Crip Hop. I'm wondering about Gender Crip Planet. How did you come to you came to that name? Yeah.
Yeah, I think we were passing around names, Lisa and I and other people, and we just came with Gender Quit Planet. I think, for me, and I know it's for me, I really wanted to flip the whole notion of this planet and who really are the mothers of this planet, and crip it out. So, yeah.
And I know I talked before too about my main collaborator being Vita E. And like when you invited me, I was like, I'm a non-binary, poverty scholar, disabled person, but I'm also white, so I didn't want to be like, I don't know, I just couldn't do it by myself, you know what I'm saying? So I'm really grateful that Vita E collaborated. I'm so grateful that you invited me too. Yeah, I'm just thinking about the song by Soul Patches that we can't listen to, but you should find it. It's called Last Soil. It's like right now that's my favorite track on the record, but my favorite track keeps changing. Yeah, that one.
Well, there's 21 tracks to enjoy,
Exactly, there's 21 times.
I think it's gonna be a double CD. For me, beyond the event, I would love to get a physical hard copy.
Yeah, that would be cool.
So that's one of my goals, after the event, and to really do it out, to really press it up nicely.
That'd be awesome. We were thinking vinyl.
Oh.
No, I'm just playing. That's too expensive. No, we can't do that. But that would be so cool, wouldn't it? Even if we just had one copy, that would be rad. But yeah, to have the physical copies would be so awesome. I know there's expense in it, and it's kind of like I think people access things more online nowadays, which is hard for me, but I'm trying to do that too. I feel like this project helped me to listen to more music as well. But yeah, I think it only runs like 70 minutes, something like that. So it shouldn't be a double. It'd be like, 70 minutes. That's good, right?
Yeah.
That'll fit on there. Yeah, that'll fit on there. Yeah. What do you think that'll look like for getting a CD going?
Well, because Crip Hop has done, 3-4 CDs?
Yeah.
This is really, getting all the tracks together, which we have already, and just going to CD Maker and just uploading it. Me and DJ Quad from LA, another Crip Hop artist, and we always collaborate on putting the CDs out there because he really knows how to do it. I'm just a second learner, toward him, but he's been putting out CDs forever, so he really helped steer the project. The last CD we put out was the 10th anniversary, and I made a huge mistake that I won't make. I ordered 1,000 copies.
1,000.
1,000 copies.
Yeah.
And that was way too much because nobody really buys CDs no more. And the cost was I think it was like $900 for the whole thing. So Yeah, it was really expensive. But, I think, teaming up with DJ Quad and, having a small shipment, like 200 copies or
Yeah.
something like that.
Then each artist can get one too. And,
Yeah.
and if there's folks out there listening in that want to support that effort, because it sounds like this, it's like expense in there too, right? You could like send some dollars. You can make suggestions on the radio. I would suggest you support the krip hop movement so that we can get some winning CDs.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
that would be awesome.
And, with those CDs, a lot of times I just, mail them to radio stations like KPFA or KPO in San Francisco to play,
Yeah, we'd have to have a radio-friendly version, maybe. Some of
Yeah.
them. Yeah. And this is kind of like different from the other projects too, because it's a mix, right? It's like a mixtape, so it's been kind of mixed together. There are some little pauses in between. Do you think we could listen to some of the songs or one of the songs? Or?
Yeah, I think so. If Moot is listening, Moot?
What, are you gonna put on a song or so?
We've got like, we got a track, Cave of Treasures by The Beauty. We got Head Up High
Can
by
you play
Young
one of the
Ants.
tracks?
Yes.
So yeah, you explain these tracks to us.
All right. Well, Cave of Treasures by The Beauty.
Cave
is
of
one-
Treasures.
All right, thank you. I'm so confused, but I'm okay. Here I am. We're talking.
Yeah, we're talking.
We're just having a conversation on the radio. It's just like regular.
Nothing new.
So I'm just talking about The Beauty, which is interesting because I talked a little bit earlier. I start to blush a little bit because this is the project of my partner, Nomi Lamb, and so she's in a new band, and she's in a band with two
Play it
other
whenever
Jewish
you're ready.
folks, and Sam Gray and Ben Luco, and they're in a new band called The Beauty. They haven't released any songs yet.
Yeah,
This,
playing it.
this is their first song. It's called Cave of Treasures.
Louder, maybe. Is this how it starts?
What's that? Maybe it's not the Cave of Treasures. Well, no.
Can't hear it.
We could try a different song. If that one help.
Okay, so just a reminder that the show is March 30th at the Pena Cultural Center here in Berkeley, 7 until 9. We ask for a sliding scale, $5 to $5,000. So yeah, just come in. We were trying to make it environmental friendly, so no smoking. And yeah, so the Pena Cultural Center.
It's not one of those.
No, it's not anywhere on the internet yet
Oh, okay.
because it's brand new. But how about Head Up High by Young Ants?
We keep talking for a second.
All right, we're gonna keep talking. We're having a little bit of like technical difficulties, but that's how it is in live radio.
So young Ant is very cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's like a blind black woman rapper.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she actually, I think she was on one of those shows. I wish I knew which one it was.
Yeah, me too. It's like The Voice or American Idol, one of those shows.
Yeah, one of those shows. She made it onto one of those shows which helped her break through a little bit. And she's got a lot of videos on YouTube as well that you can find. But if you just go Young Ant, you can find out more. But Head Up High, the song Head Up High is on our compilation CD. And I think you're going to be doing an interview with her soon too, right?
Yeah, I hope so. I've been trying to track her down, but I think because
Yeah, we made the connection. So
Lisa made the connection,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
hopefully she'll be on Krip Hop on NTV soon.
We also have the song Jaded by B. Steadwell. I love that song a lot too.
Oh, you guys heard from these?
Yeah, B. Steadwell, yeah.
Ah, okay.
And then I think those are the ones that we can play if we get that worked out. But if we don't, you can find those online as well. We got Rowan Katz too. That's a cool addition to this project, Rowan Katz. Rowan Katz is a friend of ours from Olympia, like this young disabled person that we know, white Jewish person. And they have a song called Still Here on there. And it is like, I love that song. I love Rowan's voice. And Rowan is our friend and also was in-home support service person in our house. So yeah. And they their family lives in LA and they were going to be moving back there, but I think they're heading back to the Bay Area. In fact, on the 30th, Rowan was going to be here, but Kent is doing a show in Olympia. So at the same time we're doing a show, Rowan will be doing a show.
So what kind of music does Rowan do?
I wonder how I would explain that. I would say folk music, but I think Rowan might bonk me on the head if I did that. But maybe folk music. I think I like that.
Alright.
Yeah. I love it. It's like deep and like, it's like person with guitar. They're a pretty awesome artist.
Cool. Yeah, so like one more time, the Pina Cultural Center, March 30th, 7 until 10. You know, $5,000 to $5,000.
You want to look behind you?
Oh yeah, radio friendly. Yep. And the Cave of Treasures, right? Just a.
I don't know which one of.
Weird. It's a MP3, so maybe you can play. Okay. You want to try a different one if that one's not full?
No, it's.
They all say MP3, so
It's
yeah.
not. It's just a player.
Gotcha.
I was me on the highway, trailing blue slime behind me, looking forward to a journey through the dark and formless night. Before me a chimera park, owl park, frog, where the path forked left and the path forked right. And she told me, I hear the song of your soul. And she said, which path will you take? It was a trick, it looped right back to where we came from, that same place, that same false dichotomy. And I said, deeper, take me deeper. I wanna go down below and dig down deep where the roots explore the soil and behold, a cave of treasures opened up below, sparkling and colorful, lit by fire within. But then, on closer inspection, it was pizza boxes, soda bottles, broken glass and plastic, the unrepented sins of the generation. Through the veil, I became bloodied by their tears. Well, the tears are made of glass and the treasure is all trash. And you love it, you must love it, for this is our creation. And the ancestors, they see you, and the ancestors, they are you. And in your lover's eyes you see the arms that span the centuries, encircle you with love. So be careful where you walk and take care of who you touch. Back out on the path with your one slug foot and your coat of many arms. You meet a priestess of the stars with her cloak made of light. She looks you in the eye and you say, I trust the song of your soul. I lost myself somewhere and at some point I became you. Hope you enjoy my body, now you know how I move with strength and endurance and minimal assurance. Those who come here won't have too much to prove, for y'all must learn to treasure what is yours.
Yeah! Woo! Know Me Land. So tell us about that song.
Yeah, that's a brand new track from The Beauty. That's Nomi's, I said Nomi. Nomi's, I'm all blushing over here. Yeah, that's Nomi's new band, and it's with Sam Gray and Ben Local out in Olympia. And yeah, that's the first track on their new album. They're still recording, so that's the first one I think that they have the final mix on. They just had a couple songs done, but they did it for us to be on this record, so that's pretty cool and exciting.
So nobody has a new group?
Yeah, they're called The Beauty. So it's The Beauty,
Okay.
and that song was called Cave of Treasures.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So let's go on to what's next, Lisa.
What's next? The next song? Head Up High, and that's by Young Ant. And we were talking about Young Ant just a little while ago.
Yes.
Yeah. And so we're excited to have one of Young Ant's tracks on here.
Yeah, and she's a rapper.
Head up, hold your head high. Keep your head up, hold your head high. Keep your head up, hold your head high. Every day I hold my head up high. Hold it over to the sky, up to the sky. Wishing that all my dreams come true, my dreams come true. I know that God gon' help me through. He always do. Every day I hold my head up high. Hold it over to the sky, up to the sky. Wishing that all my dreams come true, my dreams come true. I know that God gon' help me through. He always do. I woke up this morning and I still ain't had no sight. But I ain't tripping that it's dark, cause my future bright. The first blind female rapper going in. I'm motivating with the movement, this is God's plan. My mama told me be strong and hold your head up. That's what I tell myself every time I'm fed up. I do it for the team and the visually impaired. Yelling no sight, no fear, cause we ain't never scared. I can't see, but still I'm rocking designer clothes. When I step out, I got the latest J's
36
on my
minutes
toes.
you guys are at.
This life I live, every day's a new lesson. So I wake up.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, whenever you guys stop, we'll just switch it. We're 7:52 now, so.
I know that God gon' help me through. He always do. Every day I hold my head up high. Hold it over to the sky, up to the sky. Wishing that all my dreams come true, my dreams come true. I know that God gon' help me through. He always do. I'm here to motivate everybody that relate. I know you're down, I feel your pain, but we gon' be straight. They waiting on your downfall, but show them that you're great. Ignore the negativity, just gonna let them hate. The sky's the limit if you want to push your mind to it. Anything is possible, but first you gotta grind for it. They like young, and I love the way you kill the booth. Got the gold fangs on my teeth to show my southern roots. I'm reppin' Riverdale every day, all day. Southside, College Park, Jonesboro, where I was raised. I was taught, sitting around stressing, get you nothing. You better get up, get out and get you something. My head up high, hold it over to the sky, up to the sky. Wishing that all my dreams come true, my dreams come true. I know that God gon' help me through. He always do. Every day I hold my head up high, hold it over to the sky, up to the sky. Wishing that all my dreams come true, my dreams come true. I know that God gon' help me through. He always do. I hold my head up high, hold it over to the sky, up to the sky. Wishing that all my dreams come true, my dreams come true. I know that God gon' help me through. He always do. Every day I hold my head up high, hold it over to the sky, up to the sky. Wishing that all my dreams come true, my dreams come true. I know that God gon' help me through. He always do.
Nice. That was Young Ant. Head Up High. And maybe we go into another song, you think, or?
Yeah, before we go to the song, I forgot an artist that's gonna be there at the premiere. India Hartwell.
Nice.
She's gonna be the dancer, wheelchair dancer. So she's gonna be there too. So yeah.
Yeah, India Hartwell. Nice. All right, so that again, that show is March 30th at La Peña, and that is from 7 to 9 p.m. And we hope to see you there on Saturday, March 30th, so coming up real quick. And what we are doing there at La Peña is celebrating women with disabilities who are artists. And the next song that we will listen to is by B. Steadwell. And B. Steadwell is a singer-songwriter from Washington, D.C. with roots in jazz, a cappella, and folk. B calls her music queer pop. B's original music features earnest lyricism and proud LGBTQ content. And so the song by B. Steadwell is called Jaded. And this is actually Crystal Chaplin's favorite song on the album, I believe. It's the one that you liked. And if we sang it, then it'd be like, so Jaded by B. Steadwell. Oh, that's you. Thank you. How you wake up tired, how you wake up wishing for the dark. Water on a fire, getting up should never be this hard. Ashes on the counter, empty glasses, echoes of the night. Wishing for excuses, tell yourself it's really the last time. You're too happy to be blue, too new to be so old, too blessed to be so broken, too hot to be so cold. You're too young to be so jaded. You're too young to be so jaded. You're too happy to be blue, too new to be so old, too blessed to be so broken, too hot to be so cold. You're too young to be so jaded. You're too young to be so jaded. Body of a goddess, wake up with the woman of your life. Portrait of perfection, still you find a reason you should fight. Body in the sunlight, hoping maybe she will give you some. Rushing through the romance, hot to be so cold. You're too young to be so dead. You're too young to be so dead. Yeah, that track again is on the Hell Y'all Ain't Talking About, a krip hop anthology of women, femmes, and warriors. That was B. Steadwell with Jaded. I'm so excited about this project. Keep checking it out. You will see it on SoundCloud. It's going to be blasted all over the internet on March 30th when this record is released officially. And I'm so excited for it and excited for the show. So please come out to Berkeley to La Peña on March 30th. I'm Lisa Ganser here
Yes.
with Leroy Moore.
Yes. With the Black Cripple, and that's it, baby. We did a whole hour Crip Hop special. Thank you for Poor Magazine, Crip Hop, giving us the space. Y'all stay tuned. We got the Queen coming up with her show and other shows coming out. So that's it. Peace out. Once again, March 30th, Virginia Cultural Center in Berkeley. Crip Planet. Just the Crip Planet. So be there and say hi to us. Peace out.